people. Yeah. So to show you that plenty of the things them that we don't know. All these type of French are pommier. French. And it's pommier. It's not an English word. Piquer. That is French. Courtois. I don't know if you hear that one.
Don't hear.
Yes, we have you have people that descend from the Courtois, but well, how we say here, we wash out. Severo Courtois. Because in the independence of Colombia, what we call the Grand Colombia, you had more than 65 French people that participate in the in Colombia independence. And even Auri, when Auri lived and he passed away in Providence, and some of the fleet of his boat went to the Batalla del Lago de Maracaibo. And one of them was Severo Courtois. So all these things, I try to make a book, but every time I start with it, I find something new. No? I say I find a whole paper about the place. All you see there, all you see up there is pure history from here, combining with the Caribbean. You see? So we have to get all those things together.
So currently, let me ask you a question. So when you were talking about the importance of language, which is 100%,
Yeah.
because one of the things we were saying in Colombia, there is this impression that you guys should be only speaking Spanish, that the Creole is some kind of primitive, strange
No, they have
African dialect. That
they have it right down on the floor. But now they recognize it.
Here to the island, realize that a lot of the people, who, especially the younger people, are now only speaking Spanish, and seem to be kind of embracing that in some sense. We were saying today, it's probably very strange. That's the only place I've ever been to in my life where people are encouraged to only speak one language rather than being encouraged to be multilingual, which is far more sense. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, a very good question. That is part of one of the revolution that we make here. Because they used to say, because they was imposing, they have a word they say, they went Colombianizario, no? To talk only Spanish. And you have documents. I have documents that say it. No? And they begin to give in a despective way that un inglés chapuceado, un inglés adulterado, patois. That's the next thing very important we have to have clear. Un inglés degenerado. They give a lot of name for it too. And in the school, I live it, they also prohibit us to speak or to talk Creole. Because they impose the English language, the Spanish language. So, for instance, you was like I would say a parrot or a grabadora read, but you understanding what you're talking about. Then we begin the community to react. Even the religion, they used to obligate you that you have to go to the Catholic Church. And that is a whole process too. I live it. My mom, she finished her studies in Santa Marta. So she get a scholarship. But to get the scholarship, she had to convert to Catholic religion. Because by my father's side and my mother's side, all of them were Baptists. But my mother wanted to go to study, get our master in pedagogy. She had to convert to the Catholic religion. So she finished in 1939 in Santa Marta. But my father was a Baptist. All my grandparents on both sides were Baptists. You remember Pastor Irmo? Pastor Irmo, my father, were first cousin. Mr. Vin Verne, first cousin. And then you had you hear about Father Martin Taylor. He was a Catholic priest. So he had to convert after he turned a priest. So you see, we have a mix because it was, they used to impose it. Queremos que sean genuinamente colombianos. So they was imposing that. It is after we begin to work at it, and the Colombian Constitution in the Article 10, it said, el idioma oficial de Colombia es el inglés, el español. And then the other next piece, y la lengua que se habla en la región. And then they begin to translate. I don't know if you see the Colombian Constitution in English. I won't show you it now. We begin to work on that too. So we begin to impose, and unfortunately, with the new Constitution 91, they clear it up. They have the 1381 say lenguas nativas de Colombia, and they include the Creole and all the indigenous language them. It was a long process, but no, we that's why we have to work at it, and that's why we're doing a lot of study and investigation. And it's one of the things that I passionate about, because we have to do it. I tell them, look, don't care how you write it, because in a word they have it in Spanish, say es ágrafo. I mean, in handwriting, but you transmit it, and then we begin to write. But we advance a lot. We advance a lot in it, and as you see here, I have a lot of documents and study from other places, because the only language, this is what I'm telling you, the only language that no one knows where the origin of it is one that playing in San Sebastian, named Euskera. That don't have no, but all the rest of language have mixed up the other one. So we must be proud of we Creole. Next thing very interesting. We said Creole. But look, you have to have it clear now. In Nicaragua, when we say Raizal with our people, them say Creole. And when we write the language, they write it with K. You see? So look here. Creole. You see? And when they're talking about the ethnical part, they say Criollos. This is the history of Nicaragua. You see how this map, the white part is Nicaragua, no? But this brown part is the Mosquito Coast. So these people here are different from here. You see? And they have their own, but it's something I don't want to show you. The same title name and everything. The dancing and everything. So all these things is very important for us. Albert told me that you all come in frequent, no?
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you come, we can continue.
Yeah, we have a lot to pick up.
Yeah.
To try and put this into a series, I think is going to be better.
When did Spanish like become implemented into the schools here, like part of the education here?
From Colombia begin to legislate on San Andrés and Providence, they impose it. Because politically, San Andrés was what we call the archipelago. We call it a canton, like as a region, a political distribution, no? Canton. So the canton, the governor didn't name governador or intendant, they call them prefecto. And then in 1912 is when they begin to say intendencia, and they call it intendente. So from that time, they imposing the Spanish language.
What year was? Do you know which year?
That started from 1823.
Okay.
Mhm. When I say we adhered to Colombia. And like volunteer, what kind of volunteer? This fellow,
Can you show the camera as well?
the name General George Hudson, your family, me. You know where he born? No, sir. He born on the hill. And when he had 6 years, they carried him to Bluefields. So he's me. Hudson me. His father was a Jamaican and the mother was an Islander, me. And he was the one who fight. He named George. I have the whole history of him. You see? Benty said Bravos. He fight. They have a park in Bluefields named after him. You see? But plenty of people don't know that. Albert. No problem at all, man.
Yeah.
So I have another question for you.
Yeah, no problem. Just displace it here.
Yeah.
I have another question for you. In your opinion, then, what are the 3 most important things people from the island, San Andrés, Catalina, Providencia, can do to maintain their culture in the present situation, and to celebrate, to keep the identity.
Well, we have several.
One second. You can hear all the cars outside here. Yeah, the microphone will pick up all of that. Let him just. I don't know if he's coming back here.
This is my passion.
Me too. I left England 6 years ago to find the history of my family, because I found out I had a very famous Trinidad. My great grandfather.
We're from
Trinidad. Wrote an address to Queen Victoria the First on the emancipation of slavery as a Pan-Africanist, part of the Pan-Africanist movement. He had opened and founded 20 churches in the Rio Congo in Africa, and books that he converted the Bible into Susu and Susu into English are still in Oxford University. That's an amazing
other things there. Yeah.
My days in my life, it could never be as hard as a day of this man's life in the 18th century, when most black people here were slaves. That this guy was able to accomplish.
You know why English? The people in Mali say no. You see, they begin to liberate the slave them through for compassion.
No.
It was an economical situation. We call it the historical revolution industrial. Because why? When you invest to keep up a slave to work for you, it's a lot of money. That slave gets sick. Even if they treat them bad, they get sick. They have to feed them. That's why they used to obligate them to eat. Because the slave that you want is to kill themselves. And they had I have a wholesome photo up there. They open, put it in and close it down, but you have to eat it. Because economically, it's like if you have some cattle, and if you don't feed them, they went dead. And you will lose economically, you will lose your investment. See? So that That when it no, that beginning in 1807 because the English them begin to protect to abolish the slave. No,
It's not a coincidence that all of
no,
a
no,
sudden
no,
you
no,
have all
no,
this
no.
modern factory and industrial process and such
Sure,
that it's
exactly.
that's not a coincidence.
That is what we
We digress. So
yes,
let me come back to those
yeah.
questions. So, um, what would you say are the three most important things people from the islands here, San Andres, Catalina, Providencia, can do to sustain and to, I guess, to hold on to their culture, language, and their national identity?
First of all, in the political, because you see, Colombia make like a objective to and invade the island. No, they have some article that they said they have to bring people from the continent this side. They have documents. That's the reason why we are overpopulated because they want to wash out that cultural aspect that we had. They want to wash it out. So what they do, they bring people from outside. They have an article clear. They said, I'm going to say it in Spanish. Transportar con tiquete gratis continentales que quieren venir a domiciliarse aquí. So they bringing Spaniard was a real, I call it a ethnocide with us, was to disappear us. And they get it. Then do it through the church and then do it through the political part. I have documents here that show it. No? Let me read it. What to do? So you understand Spanish good because you
Not so much, but this is for the camera.
how long you have in Barranquilla?
Now, 3 years.
Ah yeah.
But we'll put some subtitles on some of these parts, so
Yeah.
speaking whatever's easy, it's fine.
These are it. We have the decree. Is it the law 52, 1912? True? And here what the article said. The 14th article. Autorízase al gobierno para conceder pasaje gratis en los buques de la nación a las familias de 4 o más individuos que deseen ir al archipiélago a domiciliarse en él. What does that mean? Bringing people from that side to come here. We have people here that you have to mix with me and then our culture going to disappear. That is what they said. This is the first, Law 52, 1912. And then they have a next article. They have a next article where they say, the island is overpopulated and islander that who want to go and make like a colony in the coast. They're telling them to come and we must go. That is terrible. And people don't know it. I have document. I have the advantage that I have is that when I read those, when I refer those things to the people, I show it. That's the reason why you see every time I go up and take a book. Because it's in there. And so they want to be Hispanoparlantes. They want you to, and they used to take the young kids, then they take you young and send you to Nariño, to Cartagena, to study, to Boyacá, because they want to change your chip from you, to Colombianize you. And that is one of the biggest things. So what we have to do right now, how you say the question, we have to reject in all this, the children them, that we have a culture, we have a language, we have custom, and we have to protect it. It's what I would say is a long process, because a lot of things had lost. We have a next document here, say Mission Cumplida. We had English priests here before. And what they do, they take out the English priest. They was from a community. They had one from the United States. They call them the Josefitas. And being that Colombia and the States had their little difference with Panama. You know, Panama was a department from Colombia. So in 1903, they didn't want, they practically San Andrés and Paris going over that side too. So they begin to find a way not to change that. So they take out the American priests them and bring in English priests from the same community, Comunidad de los Josefitas. And logically, the mass them and the school them are in English. And they say, no. So in 1927, they take out the American priest them, the English priest them, and then bring in Spanish priests, Capuchinos, and to put them in the school them, to the whole education, they give it to the Spanish priest them. And that's the reason why you will see that some of even the native, they don't speak, they don't have neither Creole nor Spanish, nor English, because there was an imposition. So we have to return back now and work on that. Even with the government, that's the reason why Monday we have Creole Day. Then we have in August, the 1st of August, we have the Emancipation Day. So we have different activities to get the people them conscious, the Raizal people, that we have a culture and we have to preserve it. And also we have to show, unfortunately right now, we as a Raizal community, we are minority. And that is what that was planned. That were planned for it to be so. The Colombian government do that to us. The ethnocide that they had done with us.
Would you say that's a form of modern day colonialism?
Colonialism, yeah, we still live in it. We still live in colonialism. We still live in it. It don't pass off yet. It's still there, and then doing it. They didn't do it with say with violence, but with attitude. I will just give you an example. Have you been to to Old Providence?
Oh, yeah.
Very important. Okay. All the school them have name of all the battle fighting them in Colombia. Escuela Junín, Escuela Boyacá, Escuela Bombona, and pure Spanish name. And the majority of battle, because they used to impose on us the Colombian and Spanish custom. It was an imposition. Unfortunately, the new constitution in 1991, it different. They recognize the language, but sometimes they don't give you the instrument to impose it or to use it. So it's a long process. And one of the things then that I'm worried about is that we as Raizal, we don't unite. And that is a process too. They put you and me to fight. And you make difference. I don't know, because you black, because you white. No. You can't, if you are a Raizal, you can't put only race. Because you can white, but I call it so-called white. You can black. You can have blue eye, and you're a Raizal. Not because I am clearer than you. I'm not a Raizal. So those things you have to have it clear with the people. And it's a long process and a very difficult process. So that is what we have to fight for. That's the reason why, for instance, when I get to know Albert and sister, and we were talking, not because I'm a Catholic, I don't want to mix or get relation with the Baptist. After my father was a Baptist, I used to go to Sun Vacation Bible School, and I used to go Catecismo. Huh? I was in a religious community, want to be a Christian brother, priest. You see? So all that experience, I know it. Some of the people in, for instance, no, but you got in the Colombian Navy. Why? You can't fight the bull of the pen. You have to go in the pen. Not so? If I in the Navy, I showing them that we have rights to. Yesterday, who was giving the small speech about the history of the Navy down there with all the admiral was me. But that don't mean that I am against. I know every system have defect, true, and you will find good military people and bad one. All those escudos for the Navy. In the you know the I guess you know the Colombian they call it Buque Escuela, the Gloria. They really teach you navigation. I went several times on it to learn navigation. You see? So it looks at everything. And I show them. San Andrés was so important. We had our own coin, money. I have one here. I will show you it now. And we had industry. We had a factory.
One of the things we see here as well is like when you come into the country now, as a tourist, you have to pay some money to come in. And from what we understand, none of that money actually stays in San Andrés or goes to any of the.
No, it stays in San Andrés.
Or goes to the people or the Raizal people. Something.
Well, I wouldn't say it comes to San Andrés, but in corruption. Right. That is we call a tourism tax. True. And you pay that because San Andrés don't have a lot of incomes or industry. So that is what the majority of the budget for to develop in the island, you have to come from there. Besides the tax that you pay as a simple citizen. They call it impuesto al turismo. No? They take out, for instance, we as Raizal, we have a special card. So we don't pay that. When I come in on the plane, I have to show my card. But if I don't have that card, I have to pay 130,000 pesos or something like that. See? But that is something normal. But it's how you administrate it. I'm worried about the island because we're losing space as Raizal. We're losing participation. You look at them, we're making election now. And some of them that going to represent us, they don't even born here. They don't even born here. They don't even speak Creole. They don't speak English or Creole. They don't know nothing about our history. But what? We have to unite and have to fight for that. It's the